Yo, peace to my victorious Virgos. Yo, welcome back to another reading. This is going to be a full moon reading right here. You know, anytime you can apply it, depending on the sign of the moon that is full in. All right. So basically, the energy that's surrounding this reading right now, because we're going to jump right on up into it, is victorious, victory, your culture. So it's the supreme mathematics is wisdom, all being born to culture freedom, being wise to your wisdom, being wise to your discernment. It's how you be able to live your culture of I God, of just manifesting the truth of what the Creator has intended for you to do. All right. And that'll just make you victorious all the way around the board. Victorious if you live the life and the culture that the Most High has intended. So without further ado, we're finna go ahead and jump on in. You're going to have a lot of opportunities. You're just going to have to aim right and pow, shoot. You know what I mean? You just can't be aiming at anything. So let's go ahead and see what the Tarot has to say for this reading. All right, Virgos, this is the full moon reading. So, it's going to apply from, now until 6 months, either or. You can make it fit how it fit. Also, we entering this Mars retrograde as well, or Mercury retrograde. I keep on saying Mars. I got to check out and see what Mars is doing. It might be doing something right now, But, yeah, we're doing, we're seeing what's going on. Okay, so shit. The energy of the reading right now, the first card is the strongest. That's judgment. So judgment is taking place right now under a certain situation, dealing with you or with someone who was dealing with you. If you was wronged in the end, the angel had came through and had to reset the situation. You had divine help and guidance to help with this situation. So that's the energy that is surrounding the reading right there. So we're going to go into the next card. We got someone sitting up in their mind thinking about you, Virgo, or some type of situation that had dealt with you that had was in the past, as far as being up now, thinking about it, stressing. And may I remind you, this is Mercury retrograde, so this is more so the best time to deal with going into the past. And dealing with these situations and addressing them head on. So someone is doing that, you know what I mean? Whether they're up at night or just up in general, having insomnia, facing judgment. And feeling left out in the cold, feeling left out and abandoned from a situation that is involving you, Virgo. Any party Virgo, which is, it could be Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or your North Node. It could even also be a South Node. Remember, Ptolemy came in and tried to mix up things. The real true God Osiris set in the astrology, and that was in a different arc cycle. We're not talking about the false Osiris. All right, so let's go ahead and get it in anyway. So someone feels out in the cold, or just feel like left out by you. Like you just like left them hanging or whatnot, and that's not really a good feeling to be in. But normally with this type of situation, someone has to deal with their own abandonment issues and to see why the situation occurred in the first place. Now, if it's justice that's dealing with you leaving that was rightfully for you, in the situation, then that's peace. But if this person is facing judgment, meaning that they're facing their self and being up at night looking at their self and seeing why, then this can make them feel as having that victim mentality of being left. So now they see you as someone who is living bright, that is in the sunlight, that is the happiest card in the deck, pretty much. That is very joyful, very magnetic, shining light upon everything, everyone, the low lives, the high lives, or whatever. The sun deals in equality with everything. If you belong in the sun, you belong in the sun. If you don't, then everybody and everything has its time. So this person sees you as that, which is a beautiful thing to be in, because that's most likely the energy that is surrounding you in this moment anyways, because all these energies are on the deck. But this is a major arcana along with another major arcana dealing with the judgment that the person may be facing. And last but not least, at this moment, is the person is feeling very sad and defeated, when dealing with you, because of feeling left or abandoned and seeing you in the sun. Seeing the Five of Cups, that's someone who was like a downer, who was really hurt, who was sad about, a situation that happened in the past with all these cups, which is an emotion knocked over, and not realizing that they have, two cups, and the Two of Cups is all you need, but they're not realizing that. They're too busy looking at the spilled cups of the Three Cups. Maybe had a third party situation where it all fell out. It didn't go as planned for them, most likely. You know what I mean? So, and this is what allowed them to be down. And this is a person like that can be still in their ego, meaning that they haven't learned the lesson to shed that when it's dealing with matters of the heart and love, So, we're going to see what they say at the Bizarre. Ten of Swords right up under the Nine of Swords. So, this is the outcome. So they feel like, they definitely feel defeated in the situation. They feel like, things were used against them, that would be able to hurt them, that they didn't know could be used against them. Sometimes these people can be already having deceitful things also in their self, especially if they're facing judgment. So if they're having some deceitful act up under their sleeve themselves, then shoot, the outcome is to feel, sad and left out in the cold and watching you in the sun chilling. Dealing with this low vibrational energy, which is the devil energy, that is what came in between in the first place. So this is why the judgment is here now, because this person or being or energy was using devil energy, which is low vibrational energy, to try to keep your attention, and this is what got them left out in the cold, because you caught on to it, Virgo. It's what makes you victorious, especially if you're dealing with the Mercury retrograde time. You become a little bit more psychic in those times, because you're dealing with, Mercury retrograde, and that's just dealing with the past, as far as for you to be able to go back and recap on what the hell went down, how did you come up out of it, and how did this situation unfold, And so basically you came to the conclusion and seeing that it was a toxic situation, so you definitely had to leave it, you know what I mean? And this is why they felt left out in the cold. You had the bizarres. So seeing you with the in the sun, what clarifies the sun is the Empress. They seeing you in your highest vibration. They're seeing you in an ultramagnetic state where you be able to draw all and anything that you desire and want in this realm to benefit you and others to you at will. They see you can draw that at will, and that is also amazing in that, because when you have an Empress, they're always birthing something. They got some kind of creation that they have in them. They're glorious as far as like they're graceful with their movement and their thoughts and their actions, and just happiness and joy. You know what I mean? They're in nature most of the time, so they tend to nature. They pick weeds, they talk to nature, they talk to leaves, they look at leaves, they play with the ants, and they just doing all kind of things, make music. They're in a high vibratory energy. They have this Empress has, no matter if it's male or female energy, male or female gender, the energy is there. You know what I mean? As far as like, this mug has the star. These beings see you as the star. They see you as the stars. You know what I mean? So yeah, knowledge and knowledge. So yeah. And under the Five of Cups, we're gonna have the Four of Swords. So this person may be resting up, after dealing with the situation with you and getting judged. You know what I mean? From seeing what transpired in this situation, like as far as like using the devil tactics to try to keep you. So this person has known that this is not going to work with the Empress. The Empress energy is pretty much the highest because it can just sit there and magnetize things. All it needs is someone that is right and exact and its counterpart to be able to complete the cipher. And the energy at the bottom of the deck is the two of Pentacles. You know, balancing. So learning how to balance things out. This person is now learning how to balance things out and not trying to juggle the Empress with any other energy, because the Empress is not meant to be juggled. The Empress is always the sun where the Empress is at. Wherever the Empress is at is sun, happiness, joy, love, compassion. It's all of that. Creativity. You have fun. You know what I mean? So this person is learning not to juggle this just being, but learning to balance their emotions with their mind. Because dealing with that Nine of Swords, you're dealing with the mind. You're dealing with thoughts inside the head, especially dealing with the Mercury retrograde, and also feeling in that energy of sad and depressive energy, which is like the Five of Cups, losing 3 cups. You could be toxically losing 2 lovers that you wanted, and you don't understand that the lover that you have is the Two of Cups, the one that's the most important. So this being is starting to realize that by resting up to see and learning how to be able to balance out their heart and their mind. You know what I'm saying? Their emotions and their intellect. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna say peace, more love, my victorious Virgos. Stay tuned. We're gonna go ahead and do the actual Mercury retrograde reading or forecast, and then follow it on up with the summer forecast, the summer solstice. All right, so check back and see what went down in the spring solstice, and see what kind of coincided, if it resonated or not, and come back and check up later on this summer solstice, and we're gonna get it popping. All right, with that being said, I love you, and if you haven't already, you better like, subscribe, and come on in. Let's get some of this good old energy. Peace.